What up, y'all? Internets, B. Austin, Hot Block Commander, War Room Sports. Another general thought. Guys, I wish these were more pleasant. Um, but we're not living in a pleasant and comfortable time. We're forced to look at deep seated, painful, destructive issues in this country and really across the globe. Across the globe. Um, as I observe some of the conversations I'm seeing on social media, one of the things that really strikes me is how white supremacy and racism help to shape and color and mold the way oppressed peoples think about themselves and their culture and ethnicity. How black people and African Americans feel and think about themselves. So I think about respectability politics. Um, it's a slogan or phrase that I use from time to time. I didn't coin it, of course, but I noticed a group of brothers that decided it would be a good idea to dress up in suits and ties and go and march and lead the march. And the key point was that we will be dressed, suited and booted in our best Sunday go to meetings. Now I can tell you, and you can't tell by what I have on right now, but I like nice clothes. I love a designer suit. I love a tailored suit. Love them. But I've never thought for one moment that truly impacts the construct of white supremacy or racism, or that it shapes and molds the opinions of people in power and how they see blackness or my blackness. Put on a suit because I think the shit's fly. While I believe these brothers are motivated by a positive desire to see and affect change, um, policemen aren't going to treat you differently or be less brutal towards you because you have a suit and tie. The other type of person I've noticed is the type of person who has come up in rough circumstances, quote unquote, the hood, the ghetto, and they look to their left, their right, up, down, behind, and they see vast amounts of negativity in their own community, perpetuated by their own folks that look like them. They don't get into the deep-seated or root causes. The conversation stays around the surface of the effects and how those effects on the community impact their life and how they've grown. And so at a certain level, they feel as though black folks deserve what comes to them. Look at the way we act. Man, look at Chicago, look at Baltimore, look at Philly, look at New York in the 90s, look at Detroit, look at Flint, look at west side of Atlanta. Look at these places and how these animals and savages act. We deserve it. Shout out to you, Lil Wayne. If you don't have a dialogue or a discussion about the cause versus just the effect, then you're not only self-destructive, but you're destructive to your people. How does this tie into sports? Well, I don't know Kyrie Irving's motivations on wanting to not play outside of COVID-19. But several of the players spoke about potentially starting their own league. Pipe dream. Never going to happen. But the mere fact that we heard NBA players looking to take their economic power back in a league that is predominantly African American and control their own economics and their own narrative was very interesting. Very interesting times. And how that's going to be received by those that go and buy tickets and consume that entertainment is going to be very, very interesting. It's probably blow over because, trust me, the players are not starting their own league. Yeah, so the mere thought of these NBA players who receive millions and millions of dollars, or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars to play a child's game, the mere thought of them taking their finances and economics, that power into their own hands and doing for themselves, is being met with quite a bit of challenge from certain segments of the populations, as if how dare they even think this way. Now, there's a lot of reasons why it won't happen. The one of the least of which is the discipline and organization required to execute something like that. I don't believe exists in the Players Association, but it is refreshing to hear them speak of this. And let's face it, I mean, it's a black league, so it would be predominantly black players speaking like this. America doesn't have an issue with economic power being divided and used by the Asian populace, by the Jewish population, by other groups, ethnic groups, and cultural groups of people. But it seems as though it's very frightening and dare I say, to some even racist, that African American people would want to create their own financial and economic systems and institutions, particularly around their talents and abilities, and something they've dominated. So to hear Kyrie Irving speak of this, or to hear Dwight Howard and LeBron, crying foul at police brutality and the inhumanity exhibited towards black men in this country, it's good to hear, man, because the youth are definitely paying attention. The youth are paying attention. There is no apathy there. We'll see where this all goes. I have no answers, only thoughts, general thoughts. B. Austin, War Room Sports.